All right, welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to be talking about basically reviewing for the test that we're going to take tomorrow. So this is kind of our pre-test of sorts. So we're going to go through. I'm going to do basically a practice version of the test, and then you guys in your homework are going to basically get to take. I call it homework, but you can really think about this as your pre-test. So this is going to be so darn similar to your actual test that if you can do well on this, you're going to hit that test out of the park. So let's take a look right now. So it says find the discriminant and use it to determine how many solutions there are. So remember, the formula we're going to use, and this will be given to you on the test, to find the discriminant is b squared minus 4ac. Now remember, this is always your a value, this is your b value, and this is your c value. You're going to use all three of those pieces together to find the discriminant. And once you know what the discriminant is, if it is a positive number, so let's just say positive, remember that means you're going to have two solutions. If it is a negative number, then you are going to have 0 solutions. And if it is equal to 0, so if our discriminant is 0, then we will have 1 solution. Right? And these just mean if it's a positive number, if it's a negative number, that's how many solutions you're going to have. So let's find the discriminant. So b squared minus 4ac. So I'm going to put it in parentheses. B squared minus 4 times a times c. Remember, parentheses are our friends, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to have 6 squared, because that's what b is, minus 4 times a, which is a negative 10, times c, which is 4. Now we want to use that calculator. So using that calculator, parenthesis 6, parenthesis to the second power, minus 4, parenthesis negative 10, parenthesis 4. And when you hit enter, we get 196. Now 196 is a positive number, right? That is our discriminant, 196. Since it is a positive number, that means, well, let's go to our little list. If it's a positive number, that means we have 2 solutions. Boom, just like that. Nice job. Let's go to the next one. Remember, b squared minus 4 times a times c. So our b in this problem is negative 3. So negative 3 squared times 4, because a is 4, times c, which is 8. Now, let's evaluate it. So using our calculator, parenthesis, negative 3, parenthesis, to the second power, minus 4, parenthesis 4, parenthesis 8. And when we hit enter, we get negative 119. So 119 negative is our discriminant over here. Now remember, if your discriminant is negative, which is right here, that means you are going to have 0 solutions. Nice job. Let's go to the third one of these. So here's our last one. Same formula. B squared, in parentheses, minus 4 times a times c. B in this problem is 6. So I'm going to have 6 squared minus 4 times a, which is negative 10, times c, which is 4. Now let's punch that all out. So, parentheses, 6 to the second power, minus 4 times a negative 10 times a positive 4 is 196. So that is our discriminant. And since 196 is positive, if it's positive, then we're going to get 2 solutions. Right? So don't get into this trap of saying just because, well, we had one that was positive, one that was negative, the last one must be 0, because that might not be true. But you do want to make sure you have this chart written down so that you can use it on the test tomorrow. All right, looking at the second part of the test. So the second part of the test is going to be all about the quadratic formula. That was that big formula we learned about yesterday and started working with. So remember, first thing, the number in front is your A value. The next number is your B value. And the last number is your C value. Now, I like to plug these in to the actual formula and write it out. So I'm going to write it out here. And then we're going to replace numbers. So the quadratic formula, it is given to you right here. So make sure you use it, is negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2 times a. So let's plug in our values. So we know that a is equal to 5. So anywhere I see an a, I'm going to erase it and I'm going to put 5 in each of those spots. I know that b is equal to a negative 4. So there's a b here and a b here. Now I'm going to erase the b, but I'm not going to erase that negative right there because the negative goes in front. So since b is negative 4, I'm going to put a negative 4 here and a negative 4 here. Now this one kind of spells trouble for us. Remember, if you have two negatives always make a positive. And if it's a positive, we don't need to write it. So we should just have a positive 4 up front. Last but not least is C. C is negative 3, so wherever we see a C, we're going to replace it with negative 3, just like so. So looking at which one that matches up to, looks like that matches up. The only one with a positive 4 out front is C. Right? So we can cross that one out. Everything else looks like it checked out, so you should always use that to check, especially on the test tomorrow, so you don't make a mistake and pick the wrong one. Looking at the next problem, A is equal to 3, B is equal to 4, and C is equal to negative 5. So going back to my quadratic formula, negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2 times a. So again, let's just plug in. A is equal to 3, so I'm going to put a 3 here and a 3 here. Let's clear out those parentheses. So here is the first 3, and here is the second 3. After that, I know b is equal to 4, so we're going to put a 4 here and a 4 there. Notice how I'm only getting rid of the b over here. So then I'm going to put a 4, only getting rid of the b, and I'm going to put a 4. Last but not least, we know c is equal to negative 5. So over here where c is, let's get rid of that, and we're going to put our negative 5 into that spot. So which one does this match with? It looks like it goes with the one right across. This one is b over here. And that, of course, means the last one is a, but put in your values because those are going to be worthy of points as well. And I would always suggest still filling that out for extra practice. That's the best thing we can do before this test is practice. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Now you're going to go and work on the pre-test. It's going to be virtually a carbon copy of what you will see on the test tomorrow. So it's really important to go through, take your time, do a good job so you can see what you know and what you don't know for that test tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for watching the full video. I hope you have a good day. Let me know if you have questions.